July's real estate numbers are in for Park City, Snyderville Basin, and the Jordanelle. Now, I want you to remember the housing market data lags a little bit. This is technically a market update for August, but it's using July's data because we don't have data for August yet. It's literally on a week by week basis. It's day by day. The market is constantly shifting and changing. We also have Q2's numbers that we're going to be kind of looking at overall comparison year over year. We've got some big jumps in some segments, price drops in others, and inventory shifts that could open up a lot of opportunities both for buyers and sellers. The trends are anything but one size fits all. And if you've been following me for a very long time, you know Park City is very neighborhood specific. It is neighborhood by neighborhood. It is product by product. I'm going to break it down by area and property type so you know exactly where your home or condo stands heading into the 84060, which is the Park City limits, which is everything from St. Mary's Church into town. For condos, the median price is 1.567 million, up 21.2% from last year. 20 closed sales, that's up 18%. Median days on market is 74, up significantly. Buyers are definitely taking longer to commit. They're a lot pickier and they're taking their time. Inventory is up 112 units, which is up 23%. For single family homes in the 84060, median price is 4.849 million, up 18.1% year over year. 7 sales, which is actually down 36%. Median days on market, 33, which is slightly longer than last year. Inventory, 86 homes, which is flat compared to 2024. So takeaway, condo prices surged while single family homes stayed strong on price, but saw fewer closings. Likely a sign of selective high-end buyer activity. Jumping to the 84098, the median price for a condo is $1,054,000, down 13.9% year over year. 16 sales, down 27%. Median days on market, 61 days. That's up nearly 46%. Inventory, 168 units. That is up 16%. So the takeaway for condos in Snyderville Basin is it's got to be luxury and turnkey, or buyers don't want to deal with it. People want move-in ready. Buyers want move-in ready. A lot of these condos out in the Snyderville Basin area are in older buildings, and buyers are just not wanting to take on an older building. For single family homes in the 84098, the median price is 2.475 million. It's down 7.3%, 37 sales, which is down 2.6%. And the median days on market is 40, slightly shorter than last year. Inventory, 209 homes, down 12.9%. So the takeaway is Snyderville condos saw price softening with slower absorption, but single family homes held relatively steady despite modest price pullback. For the Jordanelle condos, median price is 1.34 million. That is up 14.7% year over year. Median days on market is 64, up 45%. Inventory, 132 units, nearly flat compared to last year. Now, if we jump into single family homes, median price is 3.64 million. That's down 13.2%. 8 sales, which is up 60%. Median days on market, 96 days. That's up 77%. Inventory is 72 homes. That is up 12.5%. The takeaway, Jordanelle condo prices are climbing, but sales volume slowed, possibly due to buyer caution or seasonality. Single family homes saw more transactions, but at a lower median price, signaling mid-range demand. Let's jump into some Q2 numbers. All of that data that I just shared with you was data from July 2025. Now, if we kind of look at Q2 year over year, the area with the most homes sold was Snyderville Basin. We sold 352 homes year to date, and that's up 15%. So it's 15% jump in sales and a 5% change in price. Coming in second is the Heber Valley, 339 sales, which is up 8%, and there is a 6% increase in price year over year. Coming in third is the Park City limits, 125 units sold is up 21%, and it's actually flat. It's down -1% in price year over year. This is for single family homes, by the way. Coming in fourth is the Camas Valley, 97 properties sold, up 15% in units sold, also up 17% in price year over year. And coming in fifth is the Jordanelle for single family homes. This was 84 units sold, up 5% with a 10% price increase year over year. Now, if we jump into condo sales, for quarter two year over year, coming in first is the Jordanelle, which sold 302 units, up 6% and up 13% in price year over year. Coming in second is Park City Limits, 257 condos sold, up 5% and a 23% increase in price year over year. Coming in third is the Snyderville Basin, 248 units sold. That is down 1%. And there is a decrease in price year over year. Condos in the Snyderville Basin have decreased 10% in price. And coming in fourth is the Heber Valley, 129 condos sold. That's up 158 per. The price is down 9% year over year, likely because of interest rates. If you're buying a condo in the Heber Valley, you're likely a first-time home buyer. First-time home buyers are really price sensitive, really interest rate sensitive, and Heber's really the only place you're going to find a condo that's $550,000. So I can see why prices are falling a little bit in that area. In Snyderville Basin, condo prices have also fallen, and I think that's just because buyers are super picky. They want turnkey luxury. They do not want to have to come in and do a lot of work. So what you need to know right now, if you are a buyer, inventory is up in many segments, giving you more choices and more negotiation room, especially if you're looking at a Snyderville Basin condo or Jordanelle single family homes. Days on market are also climbing, so you can take a little bit more time to make a smart decision, but don't wait too long on the right property, especially in the 84060. Condos is where competition is heating up in that area. Be ready with a strong pre-approval. This does not mean that your pre-approval is contingent on the loan officer confirming your credit score, your income, and all the above. What you need to be a strong buyer, if you need financing, is you need to have already given your lender all of those things. They need to have checked your credit, your income, and you need to be at least to the point where you're ready to go into underwriting, and all they need to do is share the address. You cannot be starting from scratch and just being like, oh, I want to put an offer in, but I need financing and I haven't even talked to a lender. You can't do that anymore. And I've made so many videos about that. And I made a video about it because it happened to me a lot and I was starting to get really frustrated. And I don't want to shame people for doing that, but I also want to let you know that it's being talked about in the real estate community, not just by me, because I'm not the only one experiencing it, apparently. Other agents are also experiencing it. And we had a lender speak at one of our sales meetings, and he was basically like, no buyer should be in your car touring homes with you unless they are pre-approved. And pre-approved meaning like ready to go to underwriting, not pre-approved in the fact that they went to like an online lender, got a pre-qualification letter, but their verification of income still needs to be checked out. Their verification of employment still needs to be checked out, and their credit score needs to be checked out. Like that doesn't cut it anymore. You need to be down the process quite a bit further. And I'm glad that I'm not the only one experiencing that. And I'm actually glad that I made a video about it, because you as a buyer need to be educated. You can't just come here, expect me to show you homes and not be ready to buy a house, because it's literally like walking into a store without your wallet. The first thing that you should have completely figured out before you're buying a house is your financing. How are you going to pay for it? Are you cash? Do you need a loan? If you need a local lender, then I can give you so many recommendations. There are so many great lenders that I've worked with, Park City, but I highly recommend you go local. I highly recommend that you do not use your lender from your other state, just because Park City is a resort market and we have we have very complicated nuances, especially if you're buying a hotel condo or into a condo or townhome project, or you're doing new construction. There's just a lot of things that out of state lenders do not understand that local lenders do understand. And the last thing that you want is for your lender to lose your earnest money because they can't finance the place that you want to buy out here. So it's really important that you go with a local lender. Really happy to give you referrals for them. But at the end of the day, people seem turned off that I'm like, you need to go speak with a lender before I show you any homes. And it's like they don't want their credit run. They don't want all these things. Well, if you don't want that ran, then why are you shopping for a house? You're not really ready yet. You're not really serious yet. To kind of understand where we're coming from as real estate agents. So if I have lenders telling me that I shouldn't even have anybody in my car or be taking anybody to look at homes without somebody who's like ready to be pre-underwritten, then you can tell that it's a big thing happening in our community. And I'm not the only one who's getting nervous about it. It makes other agents also very nervous because at the end of the day, the one thing that I need to know is that you can afford the houses that I'm taking you to look at. Like, bottom line, all of your finances are highly confidential. Everything is highly confidential. We are fiduciary duty. We have fiduciary duty to you to protect your best interests. This is confidential information. You also have to trust the person that you're hiring because I need to know at the end of the day that you're a qualified buyer and that you can perform on the house that you want to put an offer in on. And guess what? As a seller's agent, I want to know that that buyer who's putting an offer in is qualified to buy. So be ready with a strong pre approval letter that's ready to go to underwriting or a proof of funds to move quickly. If that perfect fit hits, if you're a seller, pricing strategically is critical. When I meet with sellers, I typically give you three numbers: a move price, a market price, and a reach price. It's a buyer's market right now. I wouldn't necessarily go for that aspirational reach price. There has never been a bigger gap in our market today than there is now. We have buyers thinking it's 2008. We have sellers thinking it's 2021. So they're pricing their homes ridiculously over asking price. Not all sellers, but some still think that like they're going to get this crazy price. And look, some homes are really unique and luxury homes are a little bit different. But a good rule of thumb is like, when did you buy your house? How much did you pay for it? Okay, how many years have you owned it? Park City appreciates at 7.1% annually. So if you've owned your home for 10 years, 7.1 times 10 is 71%. Your house has gone up 71%. Add that to the price that you purchased it at. Now, what kind of improvements have you made in the house? Have you done a lot of work to add those on as well? Now, just because your house is worth this for market value doesn't mean that a buyer is actually going to pay for that. What a buyer is willing to pay for your house and what the market value of your house is are two very different numbers. What a buyer is willing to pay for your house is the sold price, the solds, the comparable solds in your neighborhood, money that actually changed hands. You should be basing your sales price off of the comps that have sold if you want to get your property sold in today's market. Otherwise, you're going to sit on the market. And the other thing is it's got to be prepped and ready to go. It's got to be ready for the market. The presentation of it, it's the furniture, it's do you need to do any updates before you put it on the market? Do you need to fix anything before you put it on the market? Do you need to paint it? If so, what color are you going to paint it? Do you need to swap out some fixtures to make it a little more updated and be a little more modern? Do you need to get cleaners in there? Do you need to get your carpets cleaned? Do you need to get your bathrooms cleaned? All of these things play into the presentation of the home. The homes that are turnkey, updated, I just say turnkey luxury is what buyers want and they're willing to pay more money for it. Buyers are a lot more cautious now. They have a lot more options. Overpriced listings are sitting. If you're overpriced and you're dated, it's either pricing or condition. So if you're sitting on the market, it's one of those two things. It's the price or it's the condition. And if you're not willing to do some updates to bring the condition up to today's standards, like if you haven't done any updates to your home in the last 5 and you're not willing to do any updates to your home to get it ready to list, then you need to be very strategic about your price and what you list it at if you want to sell that property and not have it sit around on the market. Because there's a lot of homes that are even sitting on the market in really hot zip codes because they're overpriced. High-end homes in Park City limits are still commanding high prices because I've been saying this year for whatever reason it is. It's also happening in different markets. The luxury buyer is back. That $5 million buyer is back. So, you as a seller, I always tell sellers if you have a property that's $5 million and up and you're not in a gated community, your biggest competition is Promontory, it's Toohey, it's all those gated private golf course communities. And it's also all the new construction that is happening around the Jordanelle. So if you have a home in Park City that's 5 million and up and it's not in those gated communities and it's not new construction, that is your biggest competition. Every buyer that comes into Park City that's looking for a luxury property, they're always comparing your house with what they can get out at Promontory. So if you have $4 or $5 million house up in Sun Peak, guess what? Sun Peak is an awesome location, but they're comparing your house in Sun Peak to what they can get in Promontory. So something to consider is pre-listing improvements, staging, decluttering, and minimal updates, or maybe you need to do a lot of updates if you want to stand out in our growing pool of inventory. If you're thinking about making a move soon, watch the data in the micro markets, in your micro market that you're specifically wanting to buy or sell in, not just the overall stats of Park City. You need to be looking in those micro markets, right? Subdivision. And fall can be a really great sweet spot for both buyers and sellers right before the holiday slowdown. So positioning yourself now could give you an edge. And have a clear plan, whether that's strategizing your home for the market, getting it prepped for the market, getting the necessary updates and fixes needed to get your property ready to be listed, or that's lining up financing so that you can strike when the iron's hot. If you're wondering what the numbers mean for your home, I offer a free no obligation property evaluation. You just click the link down below in the description and in the comment, and I will actually send you a personalized property evaluation that's a video. And you can let me know if you want this is something done weekly, something done monthly, but generally I'll do it every month for you, and it will basically just focus on your property and the neighborhood that it's in. I'll send you a private video with your home's current market value and what a buyer is willing to pay for it, right? That's the money that actually changed hands. Those are the sold data, right? We'll look at what's active, what's sitting, what's pending, which is kind of like where the market's going, and what's actually sold. Because sometimes what's actually sold could have been 3 months ago, 4 months ago, 6 months ago, and help you craft a custom strategy to help your home sell for the highest price in the market conditions that we are in, and hopefully in the shortest amount of time possible, as long as you pick the right price. So click the link below to request yours. Let's make your next move the smartest one. Also, if you're thinking about buying, I do have a buyer representation guide down below that explains how we can work together.